Hi, and thanks for being with us on Community Connection. I'm your host, Tracey Christensen, and I'm joined today by Karen Ashton, the founder of the Timpanogos Storytelling Festival. And Karen is here to tell us what we can expect to see and hear at the festival this summer. So we're so excited to have you. Thank you.
I am thrilled to be here, and this is our 24th year. And can you imagine, we started out in my home 24 years ago, having just little groups of people there, and now we have about 30,000 people during the week of the Storytelling Festival who enjoy storytelling. Our audience has really grown over the years.
When you started 24 years ago, did you even imagine?
Well, I did imagine, but you know what? I'm telling you, I always think big. It's one of, sometimes I have to rein myself in. So I actually, in my mind's eye, could see the people like we have now. And for me, it took a while to get there, but I always saw that it would happen. And storytelling is really at the heart of our lives. I don't know if I can tell you a little story, but the most important storytelling that we have is the storytelling that goes on in the home. It's the storytelling that tells you who you are and who your people are and where you come from and why what's important to you as a family. That's the most important storytelling. And that's why we began the Storytelling Festival. And when someone leaves our festival and says, all the way home, I told stories to my children about growing up in Delta, Utah, or in St. George, or in Provo. I tell my children those stories. When they tell us that, we know that we've succeeded.
That's your favorite kind of feedback.
It is. The other day, my children, my little grandchildren, went to the graveyard to visit, to the cemetery to visit some of the graves of some of our ancestors, and they have been told stories since the time that they were very little about, in particular, one of their ancestors named Edna Jackman. And when they got to that grave, little 4-year-old Isaac, who never met her, said, oh, and he started to laugh. He said, it's Grandma Jackman. And he was laughing because he knew the stories. So we have the festival, and we bring in the best storytellers from all over the country. And that festival is always Labor Day weekend. And when we say that, we don't mean the Monday. We mean the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday just before that weekend.
And so if someone hasn't been and they say, well, I don't know if I'm that into stories, what can they expect to find there?
Do you know, they'll be blown away, first of all, because they have forgotten that stories are in their DNA. It is so exciting to be with a great storyteller. And when you are mesmerized, and they will love it. There is not a group of people who would not enjoy the festival. And we're very careful that our festival is family friendly. We do not recommend that you bring children younger than about 7 years old. But I'm telling you, when you bring those children older than that age, they will never recover from the fun. And they will insist on going every year.
And you really do feel kind of like a big kid if you're an adult, and you're right. Sometimes we forget how entertaining just
Well, sometimes we think stories are just fairy tales or folk tales, but we have stories from the Yukon, and we have stories, actual family history stories. We have amazing pieces.
At a lot of different venues now.
Well, at least 6 tents, and they are filled with hundreds and hundreds of people. When you go, you will be amazed. Come.
And tell everyone your website.
Okay, it's TIMP Fest, FEST.org. So that's where you can get all the information.
Thank you so much for coming to remind us about stories and for bringing them to our community and for all the good that you do in our community.
And we will expect to see you.
I'll be there. I love a story.
Okay.
Thanks so much for all of you joining us today on Community Connection and Karen Ashton. We've enjoyed learning about the Timpanogos Storytelling Festival and hope you'll go online to KBYU11.org to find out more there on the Community tab. Thanks for joining us, and please be with us next time on Community Connection.